The sudden unveiling of what insiders are calling the shock system protocol has sent a ripple of urgency through the community of Iraqi Dinar and global currency holders. Reports claim that Chase Bank and Wells Fargo, two of the largest financial institutions in the United States, have quietly activated a highly sophisticated exchange framework that integrates artificial intelligence, biometric verification, and blockchain auditing into a tightly controlled redemption process. Unlike past waves of speculation where rumors circulated without substance, this rollout appears to be grounded in a level of technological deployment that marks a fundamental departure from traditional currency redemption cycles. At the center of this new development are leaked memos allegedly originating from the upper echelons of executive banking networks, outlining a system where exchange rates are no longer uniform, but instead stratified by client tier. This structure effectively places investors into rigid categories where Tier 1 and Tier 2 clients gain priority access to the most favorable rates, while Tier 4 and Tier 5 participants face accelerated rate erosion and shortened windows of opportunity. The mechanics of the system go well beyond simple rate offerings. Before a single transaction is permitted, participants are required to clear multiple layers of verification, including advanced facial recognition scans, dual factor authentication, AI-driven cross-matching of identity data against bank-held records, the region. This integration of surveillance and automation creates a gatekeeping mechanism that rewards meticulous preparation while punishing hesitation or oversight. Chase Bank has reportedly deployed proprietary smart terminals at select regional exchange desks, machines engineered specifically to handle dinar-related activity with speed and accuracy, while Wells Fargo has introduced blockchain-backed asset verification protocols designed to instantly validate the authenticity of submitted notes. Together, these measures signal a banking environment where the smallest error or inconsistency can trigger automatic downgrades, slashing returns within minutes. Phrase shock rate has begun circulating heavily within investor communities, generating both anticipation and anxiety. It refers to temporary elevated exchange values made available only during narrow activation windows managed by the AI system. These fleeting rate surges are directly tied to system readiness and participant compliance, creating a dynamic where even minor delays can erase significant value. An illustrative example paints the risks clearly. Investor might arrive at a Chase desk at precisely the scheduled time and initially receive a locked rate of 4.72 per dinar, only to see that figure collapse to 3.31 within half an hour if processing lags due to incomplete paperwork. This volatility is not incidental, but built into the system's architecture, ensuring that only those who are fully prepared and flawless in execution capture the maximum benefit. The appointment-only nature of the process further complicates matters. Walk-ins, once tolerated during earlier speculative phases, are now reportedly turned away outright. Secure digital portals tied to verified phone numbers and email addresses have become the only path to redemption access. Appointment confirmations are issued with geolocation tracking, meaning even being out of alignment with one's registered address can trigger penalties or automatic downgrades. The framework functions less like a traditional banking service and more like a tightly orchestrated contract-based procedure where timing, compliance, and accuracy outweigh everything else. The secrecy surrounding redemption center locations reinforces this atmosphere of exclusivity, with many facilities operating out of government, leased buildings, and guarded office parks designed to remain invisible to the casual public. The implication is clear that only a narrow group of prepared and verified participants will benefit fully from this rollout, while the majority risk being left outside or relegated to lower tiers. Preparation has emerged as the single most important factor for anyone attempting to engage with the shock system protocol. The process begins not at the redemption desk, but in the digital portals where appointments must be secured. Without a scannable QR code issued by the bank, there is no access to the centers, regardless of how much currency one holds. These appointments are designed to align with geolocation data, meaning the redemption location must be within a set radius of the participant's registered address, reducing the chance of profile mismatches. Insiders note that morning time slots often provide more stable rate locks, with windows between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. frequently cited as optimal. Documentation plays an equally critical role, with banks requiring a meticulous collection of materials before even considering a transaction. Original currency notes must be neatly organized by denomination. 2 forms of identification are mandatory. Proof of residence, such as a utility bill or lease agreement, is demanded alongside a current bank statement. One of the most crucial requirements is the signed currency declaration form, downloadable only from the bank's portal and expected to be presented in multiple hard copies. Advisors strongly discourage reliance on digital devices, warning that electronics are often prohibited at redemption tables, and any missing paperwork can trigger immediate rate slippage or outright denial. Once at the desk, the decision-making process introduces another layer of strategy. Participants must weigh contract rates, often ranging above 4.25 per dinar, but tied to strict conditions such as canets and structured payouts, against market rates offering lower returns but faster liquidity. Some experienced investors employ a hybrid method, splitting their redemption between contract and market to balance long-term growth with immediate access. Every decision is tracked, time-stamped, and bound by narrow windows enforced by the system. The most urgent element surrounding the shock system is its limited timeline, creating a narrow corridor in which elevated rates remain available. Insider reports suggest that the high-value redemption phase is set to last only a few days, from September 18 to September 25, 2025, after which the window for Tier 4B participants may close entirely. Once that happens, casual holders could be locked out of the system or pushed into the lowest market tiers, with shock rates discontinued altogether. Warn that market recalibration will follow quickly, with dinar values normalizing to far lower levels, erasing the premiums currently in play. The structure is intentionally designed to reward precision and speed, transforming redemption into a competition where every minute and every document matters. The physical rollout of centers only reinforces this exclusivity. Wells Fargo is said to have activated dozens of redemption facilities across the country, while Chase has deployed more than 100 exchange desks nationwide. These locations are hidden from public view, often in leased government buildings, private office parks, or secured facilities guarded by armed personnel. Access is tightly monitored, and entry is contingent on 3 elements of the scannable QR appointment code, the official time slot aligned with geolocation, tier verification ID proving eligibility for higher contract rates. Missing any one of these defaults the participant into lower rate categories. Summarily denied and classified at market level values. Stories from early redeemers illustrate the stakes in vivid detail. Those who arrived with complete documentation, professional advisors, and a clear strategy were rewarded with top-tier contract rates, and structured payout opportunities, while those who overlooked small details lost life, changing amounts within minutes. The system has revealed itself to be less about currency ownership and more about precision, compliance, and timing